for today is about communication skills. Previously, it is combined with your therapeutic communication, pero karon, it was divided into two just to put some focus on your communication skills versus your therapeutic communication. So, first we're going to define, anyways, you will be receiving separate grade with your communication skills and your therapeutic communication skills. So, dalawa yung grade na may receive nyo po per module po. And then, out of your grade, so we're going to have a final exam. We will not have a quiz anymore because we don't have time for that na. And we have the skills na dayon, the one that I gave you earlier, yung listening skills, okay, for your communication module lang. Okay, so introduction, we have communication. It is defined as an art of exchanging information such as feelings, opinions, or facts. So, exchanging information, there is a sender, there is a receiver. Just like what we are doing when you're going to talk to someone. Just like what I am doing here, I'm trying to send an information to you, and then of course, you're going to receive it, diba? The information. And after that, through our quizzes or through our exam, there will be, you're going to send to me that you have understood what I am saying, diba? Another thing is your feelings. So feelings, for example, if you're sad, wala kang inik, you don't say any word, so maybe you are conveying a feeling of sadness to your classmate or to that somebody. And then we have opinions and facts, diba? So when you say opinion, so in my own opinion, just like politics, in my own opinion, the best person for me is the one that I'm going to vote for. The same way, the best person for you is the one also that you're going to vote for. So that is your opinion, diba? That is our opinion. So hindi pwedeng kung anong iboboto mo, yun din ang iboboto ko. Or kung anong iboboto ko, yun din ang iboboto mo. And then we have your facts. Facts meaning just like politics, also factual. Ako, binoboto ko yung taong feeling ko, hindi lang feeling, pero nakita ko, nabasa ko at na-research ko na maraming nagawa. Pero hindi ko iboboto based on facts yung idea. So, based on facts yung idea. Hindi ko basta na boboto lang ng kasi uso or kasi mas popular siya. No, I don't do that. Then, next is, that is your communication. If you're doing that, so you're communicating to someone that you really, in my case, I really do study those people. I really do some research. Hindi lang basta-basta binoboto ko kasi uso siya. Diba? I'm trying to convey things out. Then people let others know how they feel or what they want all day and even during the night. So, kung sometimes you're communicating, kung, for example, yung bata, pag umiyak yung bata, di ba? The child is communicating that she's not feeling well, or she's hungry, di ba? Or she just wanted to be cuddled by the mother. That is, ano siya? Broad yung crying, ang meaning ng crying sa kanya. And then, pero tayo kasi we are given now the chance to say words, pwede tayong magsalita kung ano gusto natin, di ba? We could talk as to what we wanted to. Or you may, just like for example, if you want, if you are unhappy, for example, nanood kayo ng sine, tapos you are unhappy with the movie, so what will be your reaction? You will going to tell your classmate or you're somebody that I want to go home. Now, let's go home now. Because you are communicating that you are not interested anymore with the movie because you don't like it. So one can tell if the client is happy, in pain, sad, or bored. So we're going to go on that further. So through communication, alam natin kung maging masaya siya, she's in pain, she's sad, or bored. Okay. So in cases, for example, if the patient is in pain, syempre, the facial expression of the patient is very much di ba spelling? Kasi you have grimace, di ba? Grimace face because it is the patient is conveying that she is in pain. Okay. The ways of communications, we have verbal exchanges. Verbal exchanges, just like what I'm doing to you now. It is either be speaking or written words or verbal exchanges. So, pwede rin, usually, speaking pala siya kasi dinivide ko siya with written words. So, exchange of ideas through spoken words. Consider the tone of voice, the speed at which you speak, your ability to make yourself understood, diba? For example, in verbal exchanges, usually, in my case, I am misinterpreted that are you angry? Why? Because I have that big tone of voice, diba? So if you have a big tone of voice, you will be misinterpreted as if you are angry, or diba? And then you have the speed at which you speak, or if you're that fast. So if you're that fast talker, there's a tendency that you cannot be understood by a normal person. Hindi ka maintindihan ng normal person. And the ability to make yourself understood is very much difficult also if you talk that fast. But sometimes, sometimes ako in my case, I talk fast, especially if I am in a hurry, or especially if, yung bang feeling ko, kailangan ko ng bilisan kasi inaantok na ako, or I'm very much sleepy to do the job. So that's why I talk fast. Okay. And sometimes also, if you talk fast, meaning you don't want that people or that person to slowly move or slowly talk to you, or you don't want the people to just become a robot and then answer lang your question if you give her some, diba? So that is why sometimes we have this tendency to talk fast. And then we have written words. Anything you draw or write, you are communicating. It is termed as endorsement or instruction, written or note describing your activities with the client. So written words, sinusulat po yun. So kung verbal, ang verbal, spoken, written words, it is written. The way you write tells a great deal about you and how you feel about it. We have neatness, legibility, and the choice of words and how you write it make a scene for how it is received. That is your written words. For example, ang haba-haba naman ng, let's say, yung essay exam na assignment ng teacher. Sabi na, 500 words. Nahabaan mo pa, 500 words. Pero wala namang laman yung essay mo. Wala paikot-ikot lang. So, kung ako, ayoko na mag-require ng number of words kasi ang tendency, you'll end up always repeating what you said in your essay. Diba? And then your written words, sometimes, when you will be in the hospital duty, or let's say kahit home care, written words is very much necessary as proof that you are really doing what it is required from you. For example, if the duty mo is 7 to 3, 7 to 3 na, tapos sinabi mo muna na, hindi ko na po inom ng, I did not have this chance to let the patient take his medication because he is the patient is on tantrums. O, di ba? So, masama yung pakiramdam o masama yung loob o nagdadabog yung patient. So, wala kang chance mainumin. So, sinulat mo yun. Kasi kung pag sinabi mo lang yun sa caregiver na pag mag-duty ng 3 o'clock, ang tendency, makakalimutan niya. Di ba? So, makakalimutan niya. So, dapat isulat mo. So, there's short, written, words. So, it is also served as an endorsement. Endorsement po siya. Another thing in written words, example text. Diba, if you're using in question mark, exclamatory point, or let's say, question mark. Question mark talaga. Pag sinabi mo question mark, tapos, or let's say, capital letters, so it may be received by the other line that you are angry, diba? Or you try to stress the importance of the words that you are telling him by making it capitalized or making it having it lots of what we call this question mark or sa asa ka na o asa na ka daghan na yung question mark. So meaning, it will going to be received or convey that you are angry, di ba? Another thing, just like what I'm telling you in my previous video, example, if you will just answer to the question K, no, nag-text, K lang sinabi, o, di ba? Pag sinabing K, meaning, good as good na yun. Meaning, the person already understood what you're saying. Diba? Okay. Sabi na, uy, piso lang, ayaw mo pang mag-type ng mga words, key lang talaga. So, it means that it will going to be received by the other line that you are that busy o busy ka po. So, may ginagawa ka. So, kaya, hindi mo siya ma-attend, diba? Or may klase ka, wala kang time magipag-usap. Ganun. So, busy ka. Or, let's say, yes, I understood. Tama na. O, tama na. Or, sabihin natin na, pag sinabi mo sa messenger, like, ma'am, pwedeng malate ako tomorrow, tapos nilike mo lang. Pag nilike mo, meaning, you have already understood or you have already permitted the person to be late tomorrow. Diba? Hindi ka, bakit like, ma'am? Diba? So, yun lang. Yung kino-convey mo, simple, yet effective siya. Kasi if you're going to write lots of words to your, or lots of words or lines to your, you're going to send it to somebody, so it will going to take time, diba? And based on your work, you don't have that luxury to spend on talking or typing. Okay, next is and then we have also your neatness and legibility and the choice of words. Diba? Sometimes, our choice of neatness. Example, if you're going to write something, it should be neat, diba? So, kasi, pag neat kasi, meaning, you have given a time or you have given dedication in making that note, diba? So then it could be easily understood by the other. Hindi pa siyang kukuha or magtatawag ng isang tao na mag-interpret or magbasa sa sa sinabi mo, diba? And then we have also legibility. When you say legible, so that is also equivalent to readable. Okay. Sometimes in our exam, even superimposition, it will going to convey that you are copying, di ba? For example, palagi kang nag-e-erase or in our exam, you keep on erasing your answers. So it will going to convey that you are not studying. You're just simply copying the answers of your classmates, di ba? So it will going to convey to us that you are not ready when you took the exam and you copied the answers of your classmates. So dapat sinabi na walang superimposition. Kasi when you superimpose, so tendency you are doubtful of your answers. Another, if you keep on erasing, so it will going to affect now the neatness And of course, it will going to convey to us that you are doubtful of your answers, and maybe you have copied wrong answers from your classmates, and it contradicts to what you have read. So there's a tendency that you keep on erasing it. Kaya during our exam, dapat walang erasure. Pag sinabi ding walang erasure, dapat wala ding white eraser. Ang tendency kasi ang tendency is, pag sinabi no erasure, gumagamit ng white eraser. Pareho lang yun. The same rin yun. Kaya lang, hindi na lang kayo binabara kasi natatawa lang yung teacher nyo. Either she's just allowing you to be that dumb, or she's just laughing because you're making her dumb. That's dalawa lang yun. Dalawang instant. Okay. We have also body language. Body language. People may be perceived as sad or happy in a certain place or are they willingly doing their assigned tasks or not basing on the nonverbal cues presented. No words are spoken, but the message is given and received by others. So, for example, we have plenty of body language na example. Just for example is you're crossing your hands, di ba? That's not body language. What does it signals? It's going to signal that you are already tired, that you are already anxious, or you are already, bored, di ba? You are already bored. No? Kaya you cross your hands. Another thing, body language. For example, if you are talking to somebody and that somebody is always watching her wristwatch. So what does it imply? Meaning, the person that you're talking to wanted already to cut the conversation because she just wanted to go already, or let's say she have other tasks to do, and yet you keep on talking. Are you someone like that? For example, if you call your friend through phone, tapos pag tinawag mo yung friend through phone, yung friend mo maraming ginagawa yun, my goodness, di ba? Marami siyang ginagawa. And yet you keep on talking and you keep jumping from one topic to another, and your friend is unable to say, "Huy, I am busy na," di ba? Kasi nirespeto ka niya, but you don't have respect for her. You try to hold her back. You try to hold her to do the thing that she wanted to do by keeping him or her listen to everything that you say, that is what we call this one. That is very much that is very much unethical. Kasi when you're going to talk to somebody, you have to be sensitive, di ba? You have to be sensitive if either the person wanted to talk to you, or the person is doing something, or maybe the person is that busy or not. So you just direct to the point, di ba? No chismis, or let's say, hindi ka dapat maging marites. Oh, di ba? I know somebody who acted that one, and she kept on talking, and then the other line would say, may pupuntahan pa ako, I'm going to cook for breakfast or lunch, and then she's not sensitive to it. She just keep on talking, and he just repeatedly tell things that she wanted to say, and the others don't want to hear, diba? You have to be that sensitive. You have to talk with sense. There are times also that you're going to do some chit-chat, but sometimes, kahit pa chit-chat, kasi we have also times na yung kausap natin i-bored na din. That's why you have to be sensitive. Sensitive. Especially yung mga gaps. What do you mean by gaps? Gaps ba? In between mga dull moments, or what we call this one, empty lines, those are things. Kahit sa phone. So that is why you have to be sensitive. kahit hindi yung body language, but even the sigh, something like that, or if the person is sighing, meaning the person just wanted to cut the communication off. O, diba? Or if the person is, for example, if you're talking to the person and she kept on watching his wristwatch, or you're talking to the person and she kept on she's still doing household chores, so meaning the person is busy. So just cut it off. Or let's say, just leave the person alone, do his task, and do yours also. Okay. So we have body language includes the way you look at people or do not, diba? Aside from what I mentioned, for example, in cases if you will be interviewed and you don't have any eye contact, diba? That's your body language. And if you're going to pace back and forth, what do you mean pace back and forth? Naglalakad ka po the whole way. Tapos you keep your hand fisted. If you keep your hand fisted, so that is sign of increased anxiety level. So, another is the way we stand as a position and of the hands as implied. As what I've said kanina, yung crossing the hands. Okay. And where we stand as to near or far from the person or client. So, if you're near to the person, so meaning you are ready to communicate to the person. But if you are far from the person, meaning you are anxious to be with that person. What else you may be doing at the same time, such as reading, or folding laundry, always looking at the wristwatch, and even texting. So if that person is doing those things, so you have to be sensitive that the person is busy. For example, maglaag ka sa inyong friend, and then your friend has so many tasks. So because the person has so many tasks, so you have to leave the house immediately, or just say goodbye to your classmate na, diba? I remember before when I was in college, my grandmother is so strict. She doesn't want us to have a visitor at home, but my friends always visited me at home. So there's a tendency I asked them to go home. Can you go home na because I'm so busy. I have lots of things to do pa. I'm going to wax the floor, water the plants, and all. So, daghang kaya kong trabaho. So, ang nahitabo is, mingon di ako ang line sa kunula, kanina mga klase tula sa trabaho sa ilang balay. Manang, I drive them away. Oh. But when I was in college, actually when I was already done with my studies in college, and I have a what we call not a suitor but a boyfriend already. Diyos ko, kahit may boyfriend ako, pag nandun yung boyfriend ko, naasawa ko na ngayon, I really need to do things that my grandmother required me to do. She doesn't allow me to sit down talking to that boyfriend of mine. She will tell me, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and do that. So, ang tendency, pag may bisita, if I have that visitor, I have him as a visitor, I drive him away also. I drove him away. What do you do? Pinapaalis ko siya, sabihin ko na, okay, you try to find some banana cube there in the city. And then, when he going to ask me their location, I will tell him na, you just find the good one. Try to explore the city. Then, find the good banana queue. Ang tinood is, I should have to finish my task first before he arrives. So, kailangan kailangan ko siyang, tawag doon? Kill the time. Kailangan niya mag-kill the time para just enough for me to be done. Okay. So, body language can serve as silent cues about how you feel and what you want other people to do. Maybe this is a thing that is missing in your videos. One is concentration or focus. So, we have here. So, you're talking to this person who read a newsletter or newspaper, diba? So, she doesn't concentrate, or she's focused on the newspaper and she's not she's not aware of the words that you're saying. Oh, sabi niya, come again, di ba? So if the person is doing that, don't disturb him. Okay? So some people are not that sensitive to observe those. And you have control the environment. Okay, if you're talking and the person is listening to naka-headset siya, dito radio talaga. So headset. So if the person is doing so, you keep quiet. Kasi the person is not interested in you. Diba? She's not interested to talk to you anymore. And next, we have facial expression. Okay, ito yung mukha. So pag ganyan ang mukha niya, so just leave him alone, diba? Don't keep on talking because he's not interested. We have also desire for company. What do you mean by desire for company? If you invite the person, she will ask somebody to come with him. Diba? Are you that sensitive? For example, 1 plus 1? Okay, 1 plus 1. Dapat dalawa yung sama mo. Iinibita mo isa lang, pero hindi siya komportable kasama ka, so you're going to ask somebody to come with him. That is desire for company. Okay, so desire for company. If that is the case, for example, you're courting a certain girl and you're going to ask another girl to come with her. So that's the tendency for that girl, she just wanted to be safe, diba? But another thing is, she is also she doesn't want to be alone with you. That is why she will going to have that somebody. So if that's the case, you have that to be sensitive. So wag mo na kayo mag-go out. You just stay at home, or let's say in the house of that girl. And we have posture. These are the postures na examples. So tingnan nyo. Example, yung first person, di ba? Sige lang siya mag-yawn, mag-uyab. Asa may nag-yawn, ani? Kaning dali sa white, ha? Okay. Kaning the first, kaning nag-isa siyang kamot. Nag-yawn siya. Okay. And then isa po, she walked as if she's dragging. So meaning, she just wanted you to let her be, or you just wanted to, she just waiting for you to say, let's go home na. Meaning, she's already tired to be with you. Or let's say if the person is alone, and the person is just, let's say, nagsasalita ka, and then yung posture niya is para siya naiiyak, so meaning, she's not interested in what you say. Or, the person is a fast walker, diba? Yung naiiwan, okay, so meaning she's not interested with you. So you just leave her alone also. And other things such as here, the last one, the fifth one, yan, diba? Nagsasalita ka, and then parang may mundos mo, sarili siyang mundo. Meaning she's not interested in everything what you said. And then we have also here in po, yung nagsasalita kapag sa taong na may ginagawa, yan. So wala siyang makuha sa tamang sinasabi mo kasi yung focus siya dun sa computer. And then we have also hand movements. We have already discussed this one. Hand movements, and then personal appearance. Kaya during the interview, dapat it should be you have to be properly groomed, di ba? Kasi personal appearance, sabi, for example, in an interview, so, tapos wala kang suklay or something, or let's say mabaho ka, hindi, yung damit mo is hindi nakaplansya or hindi pinansya. So, ang tendency, it will going to convey na hindi po siya neat, di ba? So, dapat you have to carry yourself properly. Okay. And next is amount of activity. You're visiting, as what I've said. My classmate to visit me, and then I kept on doing things that my grandmother is requiring me to do. Kasi I have lots of things to do. And then you being at our house is just a disturbance, di ba? Disturbance kasi marami akong trabaho, tapos sabi ng lola ko, wala silang sabaw sa kanila, mga tamad yan. Diyos ko. So, wala akong mga gawa. So, I need to do things required by my grandmother. Next is we have eye contact. Okay, eye contact is also one of the evidence that you are interested to the person talking. Touching others also here. So touching others, so it is also a in line with your eye contact. And how and what we eat also signifies what you are. So how and what we eat signifies what you are. Just like for example, kung anong kinakain mo, what you're used to eat, it will going to say things about you. Just like in my case, I have 2 kids. I guess everybody knows that. I am a busy mother because I work hard for our living, so that is why I leave them at home. I seldom cook for them. I cook only when they were younger. I only cook during Sundays, Saturdays, so my occasions, parang ganon. And because I am that busy, I kept on preparing food. I asked my kasambahay to prepare food that they like. Kasi I wanted to make sure that they were going to eat before I leave. Diba? So, what they like before is also what they like now. So, hindi sila kumakain ng gulay, which is also my, what do you call this one? It is my fault. Why? Because I didn't tell them how to eat gulay. I didn't even ask them to eat gulay. Because I am that busy, I don't have to argue with them. Ang importante sa akin, they have eaten their food and they have eaten that much. And during the school days also, I gave them money for their lunch para to ensure that they're going to eat. Hindi ko na sinusupervise kung anong kinakain nila. Pero usually, pag yung mga kinakain naman nila is yung sa bahay, yun pa rin ang kinakain nila sa labas. Kaya, it's very much expensive in our part, pero I have nothing to do about it. Kasi, I cannot control it na. So, how and what we eat, diba? Kung social ka, diba in some cases, kung social ka, kumakain ka dun sa mga restaurant na mamahalin. But kung hindi ka naman social, kumakain ka lang dun sa karangan. O dun sa mga turo-turo lang. Okay. So we're done with that. Now, in case of our client, if you have a client na, so you have to answer the client's call immediately. So as long as you heard the bell rung, so you have to go to the client's room. Not necessarily that you are going to ignore it. Or let's say, for example, if you're used to it, just like I have one worker before. He was assigned to take care of an Alzheimer's patient, male. And then the daughter of the patient happens to be a doctor. And she told me that I don't want a caregiver because my father always kept on ringing the bell and the caregiver did not come near the patient. Okay. And then when I told the caregiver, ba't po yung ginawa yun? Palagi nagbabel yung patient, hindi mo pinupuntahan. Eh, sabi naman ng caregiver, Ma'am, I always went near the patient. And then wala naman siya sinasabi. So, nag-fold na lang po ako ng mga towels. Towels ng patient. Doon sa sofa. And sabi ko naman na, you know, when the patient will going to call you, it doesn't mean that he will going to ask you what to do. He just wanted you to be near him sometimes because at that particular age, he's already afraid to be alone. That is why every time that the patient calls you, you have to be ready and go to the patient immediately. As what I've said, maybe he doesn't want you to do something for him, na per se, but what he wanted is, he wanted you to be near him because he is afraid. Diba? Especially mga dying clients, they are afraid to be alone. So you have to, they even wanted to hold your hands, diba? To hold your hands, don't leave me, sabi ganon. So manang, it should serve as a lesson. Okay. Kay sabi ng anak, sabi niya, palagi na nagbibel. Tapos na pinuntahan naman niya, yung caregiver nandun, hindi na nagtutupi ng towel. Hindi daw na pumunta dun sa bedside. Okay, so you have to, what you call, relieve what you are doing and go to the patient immediately. Okay, just like I have also a caregiver in Taiwan. Her client or the elderly always call her by name and she just ignore it. So, bakit mo yung ignore? Sabi niya, wala naman yan, ano ba, kung tuyo sa Tagalog, wala naman daw yung sadya. Basta lang pinapunta siya sa bedside. Then when I did explain it to her, then she realized that what she did is not good. Okay. So, basic rules for communication. Be non-judgmental. Receive the information in an exacting manner without expressing opinion, especially if it is upsetting. So dapat hindi ka po mag-judge. Pero normally, people do judge things. Okay. But ako, in my case bitaw, I try to justify everything. For example, if you did something wrong, I justify it as maybe it is you doing it just for your own good. But in the other way around, I kept myself distant from you because I don't want to be disturbed by you. Hindi ko ginajudge yung tao as in, ginajustify ko lang, but I kept distant. Kailangan I kept distant sa kanya kasi ayoko man-disturb. Diba? So, pwede na rin, do not judge the person. And then we have also, be a careful listener. So listen to what the person says, listen to what information is left out of the conversation, listen for the tone of voice and the breathing pattern. Is it fast? Is it slow and slurred? Is it with sense? If it's appropriate to ask question, listen to what he says, not what you think he will going to say. So just like what you're going to do, you have to listen to the person. The video that you're going to send should be made by partner, di ba? It's either your classmate or your friend. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lang mag-isa mag-audio pala, mag-audio. I'm going to detect it if it is the only you that is doing the audio, ha? Pwede ma-detect ko yun kasi pareho lang yung voice. Another thing is, so if the breathing if the breathing of the patient is fast, maybe the patient has this increased anxiety level. If it is slow, maybe the person is sad, diba? Or slurred. So you have to, if it is slurred, so make sure that he talks slurred from the moment you have seen the person or you have taken care of the person. And there is also the idea that the person suffers from a stroke. But for example, if at that particular moment, that is the only moment that she speaks slurred words. So the tendency you have to detect or try to refer to the physician. Be sensitive, respect the mood of the client. At times, saying nothing may have more meaning than any words. How are we going to do it? Silence. So just patting the shoulders may mean more to the client than anything you say. Simply being near with the client may be the most comforting message of all. So keeping silent. Be sensitive. Be cautious and tactful. You should be polite and considerate at all times. Show the client your willingness and hear every word that he says and respond it thoughtfully, in a thoughtful manner. If unable to hear the words clearly as the client, you have to try to ask him to speak, try to summarize it and clarify it to the patient. Okay, is it correct? Diba? Or you have to rephrase the line of the. And then we have also the what we call as emotional control. Bakit kasama yung emotional control? Kasi in dealing with your patient, dapat if we heard what we call this one, mga sad stories from the patient, you have to control you control your emotions. So client may upset you by being rude or difficult. Remember that the client is worried about himself, his illness, his family, or his job. Offer to be available to listen or to the use of therapeutic self. Diba? Listen or keeping your silence while listening to what the patient said. Okay, that is why you should not. For example, if the patient is sad, let's say different to you, or let's say the patient is rude, do not take it personally. Maybe the patient is just having some trouble within his mind, diba? Or with his family. So do not take it personally, or just try to listen to the patient. Or be non-judgmental. Okay, do not judge the patient. May I stick to something like that. One thing you have to remember, if the patient is already elderly, he is really very strict. And he is fault finder for somehow. Pero when you get the heart of that person, it is very much what we call fulfilling in our part. If coworker or supervisor is telling you that you have done a certain procedure incorrectly, they are just trying to help you. If you do not agree with that, with what they said unto you, answer it in polite and courteous manner. Okay, so that is you have to control your emotions. I remember one of my crew, because I am working as a supervisor to Dunkin' Donuts before. One of my crew, this is a very funny story. One of my crew wears very offensive perfume. Offensive, let's say, isang kayo siyang perfume. And then you see, I kept, essential perfume. And then one of my coworker also have a kid. And then I told that kid that she addressed me as Mommy Irene. And then I told her, you said, Tita Belen. You asked your Tita Belen that why she's wearing that offensive perfume. It's so cheap. Sabi ko ganun. Then the kid also tell the crew and said, Tita Belen, why are you wearing that offensive perfume? It's so cheap, or barato kayo na, anak siya. You know what is the reaction of that crew of mine? She just simply tell the kid, at hearing distance, what do you mean at hearing distance? Nadidinig ko dun sa office yung sinabi niya. She just simply tell the kid na, ay, bebe, tell your mommy that lahi-lahi ka o paminhotanan. Oh, Simple. She just control her emotions. Kasi kung ibang tao na yan, magalit na siya sa akin, di ba? Then, pero siya, she just control her emotions by saying, no, don't worry, baby. Everybody has different smell, di ba? Or everybody has different way of smelling people. Oh, so simple lang. So I admire that girl. I really admire that girl when she answered that. And I find it, anyways, it was my fault. But I was pregnant that time, kaya very sensitive yung ilong ko. So next is, be tactful. Do and say the right thing at the right time. Before making a remark, think before making any remark. Is it the right time? Is it the right words? Do not speak in hearing distance if you do not want your client hear you, even if he sleeps under the influence of drugs or unconscious. Remember that the last sense that will be lost is your sense of hearing. Even comatose patients do hear things being said by people around him. Diba? That I have to, for example, just like what I have experienced, one of the comatose patient was being sige ng libak, or they do some bad words with that certain patient, and then the patient with that bad words, it was used by the patient as a challenge to gain consciousness again. And when she gained consciousness, she or he went to shop. Actually, pare yun. He confront those 3 girls talking about him. Diba? Kasi sabi, bakit matagal namatay si father? Siguro rapist yan. O siguro maraming kasalanan. Kasi yung mga mababait, diba? Pag mababait kasi, madaling kunin ni Lord. Tapos, siya pare na, hindi siya kinukuha ni Lord. So, sabi ng nurse, maybe, marami siyang kasalanan sa mundo. Diba? So, you have to be, remember, the last sense that will be lost is your sense of hearing. Another topic is relationship with the client. You are very important to the client and his family because you perform personal tasks that permits the client to be at home in a safe, comfortable, and clean environment. So that is very much important. You are very much important as a caregiver. You have to be honest and do not lie to the client to prevent from losing his trust. Yes. Do not tell him you do not know the information that you should be aware of it. Make sure you tell the client that you will have the information to him after it was handed on to you by your supervisor. If you say you did not, if you did not, it is you're kind of closing the conversation. Diba? So you have to tell the patient. Remember the rights. The patient has the right to know things about his treatment. Diba? So in our health ethics, so he has the right to know everything about his treatment. So, and another topic, we have family and visitors. They are considered highlight of the day, especially to the patient who is hospiced. Hospice are, what do you mean by hospice? They are clients who are terminally ill but wanted to be taken care at home. So you have usually you can observe this one in Western countries. So if they have visitors, you have to show them kindness and patience. Pleasant comments, privacy, and polite, efficient manners will make them feel ease. But if they are upsetting also to the patient and tiring to the patient, you can tactfully suggest them to leave because the client need to rest. Okay. So techniques used in communication, this will be our last topic, in therapeutic communication. A goal-deductive and professional framework and that requires appropriateness, simplified efficiency, flexibility, and feedback. So this is the word therapeutic. It induces therapy to the patient. So it will going to help the patient recover. And non-therapeutic meaning it is not healthy for your patient. So hanggang dito na lang po tayo for your communication skills. We're going to discuss next time with therapeutic communication, next module. So after this, we're going to have the exam, and then your skills will be extracted from the assignment that I gave you. Remember, it is very much important. You have to answer those or make those anyways. You have to make those because it is 50% of your grade. Ha? Wala pa yung nag-submit. May nag-submit personal pero wala na ako carry kay siya naman isa. Siya isa ang iyang historyahan. Okay. Then, good day everyone.